Hello, my name's David Walker. I'm VP of Solutions Engineering EMEA here at Appear. Today we'll be talking through the new features and functions available in XPanel. We've recently released this and we thought it'd be great to show you the new features that are available within it. So I'm currently using an X20 here in Oslo, and I'm going to show you how to configure the XPanel. When you open up the XPanel view, once you've set it up, you come to the first overview page. This overview page will show you the existing workflows if you have any yet. If not, what we would do down here is there's a padlock in the bottom right of the screen. We press that to unlock it, and then we can do an add new workflow. What we would do in here, first thing we would do is choose a name. So I'm going to call this XPanel. I'm going to create some inputs in here. So you'll see in here that I've got the non-contribution service chain available sources here. I can go select, I can say select, I can then choose whether it's encoder, satellite, or again encoder satellite, the resource, i.e. what card and what slot within the X chassis, and also what port number, and also the service template used in the case for this. So I'm going to use these profiles here and these ports. I'm going to also add an output. On the outputs in here, you'll see that we've got a selection of choices. So decoder IP, which is new, S2X, so I'm going to choose IP here. And I can also now add a second IP could be used as a cloned output. I'm just going to enter in some multicast address in here, a transport stream ID there. And then I'm going to put another transport stream in here. We're going to choose our overall bit rate for the stream. This is very important because you don't want it to overflow. So in this case, I'm going to choose a 10 meg for both streams. I'm then going to hit the button here that says add. If there's any errors, there's any points in this will be grayed out and the fields will be red. Once we click the add button, you'll see that the screen appears in here. Defaultly, you will see on the screen here, both the encoders are alarming because there's no input received. The outputs are showing you an alert because the bit rate's overflowing because we haven't configured this yet, and currently these are turned off. What we can do now is click on the configuration pane. In here will give us a lot of different options in here, but what's new and very good for us here is where you've configured your IP outputs there, they might be different bit rates compared to what your encoders are. So what we've included now is an auto adjust bit rates. This auto adjust bit rate will update the encoder bit rates to match the outputs. Here we can add in, we call it reserved bandwidth. This is an overhead. I'm going to put 1500 kilobits, so 1.5 Mbps. I'm going to press accept, and what you'll see there is the bit rate will change on both of the streams. It just dropped to 10 to 3 because I'm doing two services out of both of these transport streams. I can press save. It'll say save. If there's any errors, they'll appear. And then what we can do now is go back to status. You'll see here it's green. We can also turn these on and off in the configuration. So you'll see it says there. So I can say configuration, enable slot, enable slot. Depending on your use case, you could have one enabled, one disabled. But in this case, I'm just going to enable both. We go back to status. You'll get a view. Overall output, slot ID, what the multicast address is, what the service IDs are. Again, if there's any BIS scrambling, if on the satellite side, this can be configured here. You can choose these points. You can then lock the screen. And if you go back to overview, you'll see the flow just created. If there's any alarm showing on, what is happening. So the configured source is no longer available. We can then click onto the specific panel view in case here at the top. So we just click XPanel, and again we can either click configuration here, we can click status view, and then we can also, as I said, in the configuration we can adapt or change anything we need to. So if we wanted to disable, turn RTP on, change the service ID, change the port it's going out on. But what you'll see here is, if you look here, I've put the bit rate at 10, I've got two services, and you'll see what's called the effective bit rate here. So this is how much of the video services are going out on here. This was a short video introducing you to the new features of XPanel. If you have any further questions or queries, please contact your Appear representative.